do people this Nate here?
This can.
Yo, we are Gaines Music Life. So we're back to review this DJ Khaled project. Khaled.
Khaled.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his real name.
His real name is Khaled. His first
name is Khaled.
I'm not
Khaled.
going to dive into that.
Yeah.
First of all, you know I'm not the biggest DJ Khaled fan.
He's the father of Assad.
I may or may not have said some very colorful things about Khaled. I just feel I feel at times I wonder where his place is in hip hop, whatever. But
I'm gonna break that down for you in my review. I'm gonna let you get yours off. Right, I'm gonna break that down for you.
But, okay, so I started off with a little bit of hate, but I'm gonna double back with love.
Okay.
All right. So when I went into the project, I looked at the track list and I'm just like, all right, these are a lot of names that I want to see. I like and that's the thing about DJ Khaled projects. He gets literally everyone in there that everyone wants to hear from. You know, I looked at Megan Thee Stallion, and of course, everybody that's in it. The very first one I go to is Hov and Nas. Of course, I mean I see Hov and Nas.
Everybody was excited for that.
I was excited for that. And
that was the promo.
That was the promo. He had a video for it and everything. So I wake up that Friday morning with the promo of the video, I should say, of Nas and Hov. And I got to be honest with you, when I first listened and saw the video, I was a little bit underwhelmed because I just wanted more. I thought that Nas's verse wasn't as good as Hov's verse because Hov floated. But then after I started listening to it more and more, I could appreciate Nas. And then also listen to it in the concept of the album. I appreciated the song more when I heard it that way.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna interrupt for a second, bro. And I realized what it was about Hov that makes him a cheat code right now.
What is it?
And it's Beyonce.
It is.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like all she had to throw was a hey on there. It was
He's
going hard.
Well, I think she also helped with the B was because he started talking about B's. Then he went back to the other B. And I thought, well, maybe she was the first B. I would have thought if I had a little whatever. But anyways, so listening to the project, bro. One of the things that stood out to me though was just that the songs I think I thought I wasn't gonna like, I liked. Like one of my favorite tracks on here was the one with A Boogie with the hoodie. I don't like A Boogie. I never have, but I like that track. Yeah. And so everything had a bop. Little Baby floated on the tracks that he was on. I loved hearing Bryson Tiller on the tracks that he was on. She bodied the song that she was on. Even brung Justin Timberlake out the woodwork. Yeah. All right. So let me start there. All right. I'm starting with love. Now I'm going to retract a little bit of this and go into a little bit of hate. And the part I didn't like about the project was just how he just did an ode to all the favorite bops and songs that I grew up on. Yeah. And I knew Song Cry when I listened to the song with Nas and Hov, which if I was Nas, I'd have a problem with that. Why did Song Cry get to be on here and we didn't have one of my old classics on here? But a lot of the tracks.
Production.
I think so. Yeah. But I think a lot of the tracks had just references from a lot of the famous songs that we had when we were younger. Yeah. And I don't know, a lot of times when that happens, because you know how I am about remakes, bro. Like I'm tired of remaking in games. I'm tired of remakes on albums. I'm even tired of the harmonies on certain remakes. It bothers me. I want new stuff to come. And now that's kind of my gripe with Khaled at times is that he has a formula that he's doing. And I can't really knock a lot of it because Diddy did it with a lot of the classics, you know, as far as the old school jams when we were younger, where it's now being recycled now. So maybe it's just showing my washness. I'm not sure. But that was the glaring part of it that stood out to me was that. But even the people that he got onto, the only track I will say I really didn't like, and as you know me, I don't like reggae. So the last track on the album, I was like, I'm not really.
It's Khaled's thing, though.
It is Khaled's thing.
He's big on reggae.
I get it. And then I also start thinking about, like, what is Khaled's place? And I'll let you get into that in your review because every time, the track with Nas and Hov, the part I didn't like about it was Khaled. I hated hearing his voice on there. I just didn't like it. And also the part at the end when Diddy was talking his stuff. But I love hearing Diddy kind of get into his realm sometimes. But what say you, bro?
Okay. Well, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just jump right out the window and just answer your question. And what is DJ Khaled's place in hip hop?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you because this album finally answered that question for me. When I heard it, like the major key was unlocked for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Well, tell me.
It's radio.
Okay.
That is where Khaled cut his teeth, is in radio. Okay. And if you really listen to these albums, like his whole formula is taking hit songs that were hits from the radio that we already know and reworking them into a modern time. Okay. So literally, his whole entire career is just based off of the radio. This album is catered to radio.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And all the artists on here are big radio stars.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
But now, I will say that might have actually worked to his detriment this time around. Okay. Because it's like Khaled has been away from the radio for a long time. Okay. And for me, it kind of felt like that shows. Okay. And, you know, hey, listen. All these artists on here I love. Like, I mean, anytime, for whatever reason, man, anytime we see Jay-Z and Nas on the same track, I mean, you know, if you're coming up in hip-hop or whatever, you already know what that means. It's like, man, we got two GOATs, man. It's so nice to be able to see some of the best ever, you know what I'm saying, still collaborating and doing it at a high level, you know what I'm saying, at this point in their careers. But like when I look at the track list, I'm like, all right, we got Lil Wayne on here. All right, I get it.
Didn't like that song.
I'm saying, like, it's a Wayne and Khaled I'm sure they have a good personal or a good business relationship or whatever.
For sure.
Wayne has, you know what I'm saying, made Khaled millions. So, of course, it's like, yo, them linking up again, it makes sense. But in the context of 2021, Lil Wayne, he's not the same Lil Wayne that he was in 2012, 2011. You know what I mean? Like, the impact ain't the same.
Yeah.
Nas and Hove, it's like, that's cool. But, I mean, are we getting the best version of Nas in 2021? Like, no, man. He just made hundreds of millions of dollars off of Coinbase. I mean, he's the cryptocurrency Scarface now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it sounds like he just made a whole bunch of money off of Coinbase on that verse. You know what I mean? It's
right,
like,
right.
Yeah, am I giving Khaled my best? Nah,
right.
I give you something, man. Hove, it just sounds like it's easy for him. And it's like all he got to do now is he just got to throw a little Beyonce, like, I mean.
But we can't go over Hove floated on that.
He did. Like, listen, Hove, he still got it. It don't make no sense that, you know what I'm saying?
Fasting. I had to Google it. But go ahead.
My man's is this season in the game, and he's still, you know what I'm saying, so sharp. You know what I mean? But, like, did this strike me as Jay-Z's best work? No. It was great to hear from him. You know what I'm saying? We're always happy to hear Hove's verse, but it's not his best work. Mm-hmm. And then I start going down the track list. Look, Bryson Tiller. I know you're a Bryson Tiller fan. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryson Tiller, okay. Mm-hmm. Those Drake tracks were like a year old. I still really like Pop Star.
Yeah, I like Pop Star, but I didn't get why that. Those
why is Grease still on here?
Why is Grease on it? Right, that was the one that stood out to me. Like,
yeah, I'm like, why is this still here? But you know what? Because he paid for it. That's why.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. It is what it is. Okay, Meg Thee Stallion. She actually is the one that surprised me the most. She killed that song with Lil Baby and the Baby.
Yeah.
She went absolutely crazy. Post Malone actually sounded great.
He did. So did 21 Savage.
And 21 Savage sounded great on here too. But you know what it is?
Why?
Man, they are of the current generation. Yeah. And it's like, yo, I don't know if maybe Khaled was taking a long time making this album. I mean, I know the whole pandemic hit or whatever, but it's like he was kind of going back to a formula that was working for him 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I mean? Like maybe
it is a summertime album, though.
It is a summertime album, and it's full of songs that sound like they're going to be good for the radio. But like Cardi's verse, I like that song. I thought it was okay, but it did sound like she only had 48 hours to complete it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, is that the best version of herself? No, I don't think so. I thought the song was fine. Like I don't have any. I'm not knocking it, but it does sound like, hey, listen, we were kind of rushing to get this done or whatever. Yeah. I gave it my best effort for what I could turn around in 48 hours. Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me. And it's like, yo, why aren't you featuring more of, you know what I'm saying, the younger acts on here? Because honestly, it's like, Khaled, you make radio albums. Why aren't you featuring more people that are getting heavy play on the radio?
He started doing that in his early albums. Because remember, he would always start off the album, he was like featuring. One was Cassidy, I think. Or no, one was Ace Hood, of course. Yep. And one was...
That was his artist, though.
That was his artist. Yeah. He never made right by Ace Hood. That might be why I don't like Khaled.
Man, what's the face of the roll he fell off, man? All bets was off.
But Khaled,
we love you, Ace Hood, man. Ace Hood is actually fired.
I love Ace Hood. But yeah, that might be my gripe with what he's doing now. Is he's not bringing no one else into it. So he's literally going to, okay, who's hot on the tracks? All right, Lil Baby, of course, that song's going to go. Yeah. And Lil Baby floated. But he's getting everyone that's on there that you would want to hear from radio-wise and then putting them all on a track, on the album.
Right? The thing is, it's like, man, he's kind of getting a lot of artists that we wanted to hear from radio-wise in 2016. Or like, you know what I'm saying? When his albums really were the biggest thing in the world, it's like Justin Bieber. Mind you, Bieber is having a fantastic year. His album came out. Sounds pretty good. Like he got songs on the radio or whatever. I hear him pretty frequently. Bieber's is back. Yeah. But like Justin Timberlake, that song's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad on this album. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, is it a hit? Do I want to hear it ever again?
And that was my thing with this whole project, though. Walking away from it, I literally asked myself, would I ever listen to this again? Yeah, I might listen to the track with Nas and Hov. I put it into a playlist, but other than that, I don't think I'll ever listen to any of this stuff ever again.
But think about where Khaled was starting off from, as far as like his solo projects or whatever. Like we were getting those big tracks with like I'm on one when Drake was like he was becoming who we know today or whatever. Now he's the biggest artists in the world. I get still getting those tracks from him, but you know what I mean? It's like Khaled was breaking through. He was finding the up and comers, and he did that a little bit.
Yeah.
I know A Boogie is a big artist. Lil Durk is, you know what I'm saying, having a crazy run. Lil Baby, DaBaby, Meg, all those, Cardi even. They're, well, Cardi's kind of cemented at this point. A lot of those people are kind of already in their spot, but it's like, yo, I want him to maybe find some of the younger talent and
mix
really,
it in?
like kind of mix it in, push it to the next
level. Because
level.
he did do that before. He would have the people that were pretty dope, but he would mix in the younger ones to where you would kind of look for their projects. Maybe that's why he never succeeded. Well, not supposed to not succeeded, but maybe that's why he got out of managing, because that was his way of putting in those acts that he had. And then we would look for those acts when their projects would come. Like, oh, I heard him on the album, you know?
It sounded like he just been away from radio too long. And it's like he was working with what he already knew works. And don't get me wrong, it works on this album. Like everything on here, decent. More than passable.
Sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, is this going to be an album that is going to change the culture? Absolutely not. No Khaled albums ever are. But is it going to be easy listening? Is it going to be something that you could throw in a clean version with your kids in the car and look like Cool Dad?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Cool Dad.
like these are passable songs.
Yes.
It sounds like the radio is playing.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. And understanding that is what Khaled is aiming for. It's like, man, you're hitting the target every single time. But I don't know. It's like, man, I would love to hear him maybe just take it a little bit further, maybe find that new talent, those new up and comers, really find those guys that are on their way rather than just all the you know, huge celebrity collabs that I mean, it's starting to kind of sound like now that's what I call music.
Oh, wow.
I mean, listen, I'm old. I remember those from when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I never bought them.
You
know what I mean?
I see the commercials used to be fire though, but
I mean, listen, it had all the hits, just like a Khaled album. So, you know, it is what it is. It's a solid project all around. Yeah. It's exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Sounds like maybe he started it a little earlier, and because of the pandemic, wasn't able to finish it until later.
Yeah.
So you kind of get a little bit of disjointedness or whatever, but he made the most of it. It's summer ready, and I feel like you can put this on in the car. Is anybody really looking forward to listening to it? Not really. But is anybody gonna tell you turn it off? Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got something on here for you.
It's got something there for everybody. The best thing I would give about it, which I told somebody I was talking to about it, was Khaled album is like you never heard it, but you heard it. I mean, that's the best thing I can give you. It's
hip hop sampler platter.
Sampler platter. Yeah. I gave it a 70, bro.
Okay. Yeah. I was right at about 74.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The tracks were good. It was passable. It was solid.
Yeah.
Enjoyable listen.
Right. You passed the test, but you know,
I mean,
there's a lot of effort into it. Well, another thing too, though, one thing that stood out to me too was that. Did you see the video of Nas and they showed Hov mailing his verse and they was showing him how he heard it? I want people to get back in the studio together and create that emotion together and cook up together. Like, I think that's kind of what's missing. I know
we busy and we got MacBooks.
Yeah,
MacBooks
that's true.
And microphones.
I know,
yeah,
but I
feel what you're saying though.
Yeah, I get it. You're right. MacBooks and microphones make it easy, but it also I think takes some of the emotion away. If they were in to feeding off each other's energy, I think we would have got more of a better offering. You know,
maybe. Listen, Nas is good.
Oh yeah. They both are.
He would just do a Khaled a solid.
He was. Yeah. What you give it?
74.
74. I give it 70, 74. Okay.
Yeah.
So let us know. Get in the comments. Let us know. Was I too high, too low? Was Kev too high, too low? And let us know what you guys give. You give it 100. You're absolutely right, but we want to know why.
Yeah.
All right. And then get in the
Give
comments.
it a 0.
Yeah, if you give it a 0. Yeah,
just let us know why.
If you like me and don't like Khaled, and you want to give it a 0, hey man, I'm with you. I might even like the comment. But yo, I'm Nate here.
This Kev.
Hey, yo, we are Games Music Life, man. Drink more water, people.
Peace.